Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Manchester United Agenda. It's the 24th of March, and we are balls deep in the international break, and I'm struggling. Mr. B, Yabba are here as always. With Yabba, you got a little guest with you this evening. Two, in fact.
Three. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. I thought you were talking about Mr. B initially, but yeah.
No. How you doing, Yabba?
Yeah, same international breaks. I've been getting into F1 and athletics and other sports. I forgot all about football. Nah, it's even the games being played right now. And usually, when it's Champions League or things like that, we say, right, let's start later. But I was watching the games, a bit dour. I know Mr. B was talking backstage. He's not a big fan of international football, but there were some good games yesterday, competitive games with the Nations League, was it? Quarterfinals, Spain and Holland, and as Mr. B will tell us about the Danes and that. So yeah, can't wait to get back to Premier League football and Europa League. So bring it on.
Wicked. Which game did you watch them? Yeah, Yabba last night.
I couldn't find where they were, what channel. I would have liked to have watched the Portugal game, even like the highlights. So you get a little 5-minute package.
Yeah, they're nowhere, are they?
No, you can't find them anywhere. And the ones that they do show, just sometimes they turn on, they're like computer games or.
That drives me wild.
Crowd.
I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. You type in like Brentford United or something, and some gimp has filmed himself playing FIFA. Yeah. Brentford versus United. Oh, I hate it so much. All right, Mr. B, are you with us?
Are you? I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'll just mute it when I'm off mic. Don't worry.
Well, how was the weekend?
Good, man. Good. As I said, my Saturday team lost again. I think we've just decided. I don't know what's going on. I know my reasons. I know why. I know why we lose. Why we lose away from home, but it's just home form is great. Away from home, we just stink of shit. So
what's the reason for that? Do you think?
I just timekeeping is a big issue.
Lack of focus, isn't it?
Yeah, I think home comforts in it, home pitch, home changing room, where everything is. Away from home, we just, since we've come back from the new year, just can't get them. We've won a couple here, a couple there, but most of this, especially away, we are terrible. We are terrible. So look, we got.
Do you not find that? Sorry, does that not happen to like pretty much every like Sunday League team that after Christmas? Things just go off the track or go off the for me at least.
To be fair, normally it tends to pick up because I tend to work out what the better team is, but I think the better team played before Christmas. Since Christmas, central midfielders haven't been able to play. My first choice 3 central midfielders, and we only worked that out this week. So yeah, it's just personnel more than anything. Not so much squad numbers, just key players. You can miss certain players in cover in certain positions. In other positions, you need your A game. So we'll see. 4 games left, man. We'll see what happens. We're in third. I would like to think that we're going to stay in third, but God knows. Yabba, I see you want a penalty shootout. That means that was a cup game, right?
Yeah. Do you remember a couple of weeks ago that I thought all my season relied on this one cup game quarterfinal? Yeah. And we lost 5-1.
Yeah.
But we ended up playing the same team again in a different cup. But this cup, the cup we lost 5-1 in, that was an opportunity because all the teams are our league, and then we got a chance of winning it. This cup is the whole of the.
Shit!
Yeah.
Right.
So we played exactly the same team that we beat us 5-1 the other day. We were 2-0 up. Good tactics. And set us up well. And we were 2-0 up with about 20 minutes to go. Someone gave away a stupid penalty, 2-1, and I knew it was going to happen. They equalised, and it went straight to penalties. And big up to Casper, the referee. Do you remember him? He was refereeing the game for us.
Mm-hmm.
Good friend of the channel, and he's going to come back on soon. And went straight to penalty shootout. I just said to the guys, got them in, and said, if you're taking penalties, I'm going to be vexed if you miss it. All I want you to do is hit them in the corners. Simple things. Just hit them in the corner. Because last time we went out, we said that, and everyone did it right until one guy decided to blaze it, and it went over the bar, and we lost. So I said to go, just hit in the corners, and I won't have a problem. And we did that up until one guy stepped up and hit it hit it wide, and I think, come on, man, And then they missed 2 penalties as well. So we went through, and it was a great end to the, because we deserved to win because we were 2-0 up. And we saw the video. I think Mr. B must have seen the video before everyone watching. But what happened is there's a team called Phoenix who's like really good team from around here. I know all the boys, and they were playing in the opposite pitch. So when they finished, they were all standing there watching, so it's even more pressure. It was like a stadium atmosphere for us at this sort of level. Well done, boys, and well done to Wingate, who played left back. Did
he do his dance?
I want to say this. I always give him a lot of heat with my brother, but he played really well. As a left back, really, you don't expect him to be bombing up forward and everything else down the wing, but he defended well, and I give him credit. I said to him after the game, I'm really proud of you, well done. And a lot of guys really performed well, so I'm really happy with the team. The thing is now we've got to play harder teams going forward, but it gives us a bit more motivation because, like you said, you can sort of come off a cliff sometimes after Christmas, and if there's nothing to play for, we got something to play for. Whether we would win the whole competition, who knows? I wouldn't write us off, but it's going to be flipping hard. So, there's always life left in this team at the moment. So, and regarding the kit, do you remember I told you that we left the kit in the change room last week?
Yeah.
So it is. So imagine, so half the kit is like the tops were out on the pitch. So I managed to take them home and wash them. And big up to my friend fix them all on the washing machine. The other half, which wasn't used, is left in the change room with some people's belongings and everything else. So I was told I could have gone back that day to go to the main clubhouse and get the keys, but it's too long. I had to come home. So on Saturday, I arranged to go down there in the morning because I thought they had the kiddies game down there. So, but I got my assistant to go because he lives nearer. He went down, took a picture to prove he was there, and it was locked. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go Sunday morning. So I went Sunday morning before the game. So Muggins getting up early, I got down there early, and it was locked again. And there was 2 teams that we play in our league were playing down there, and they didn't have a key either. And there was no kiddies games or anything. So I thought, oh God. So I messaged everyone, said, make sure you bring socks and shorts and everything else. So by the time we got there, we just about had enough tops, and everyone brought their own socks and shorts and everything else. But we need, if anyone, SOS, for the summer, please go to Taylor's Meadow, Harefield bowling ground, or bowls. It's a bowling ground. And
there's size 15.
Please help us out and get our kit back. SOS.
Oh wow!
Did you play
half-time? How did you get on?
I transfer listed myself after the game on Sunday. To be honest,
you had enough.
Until I won't be playing for them again next year.
Serious?
Yeah. It's it's a different team to what I joined, and like the other team we played against, because like I don't know about you guys, but we had quite a big crowd by our standards. Like YABBA, like you had some people, because there was no like sort of football on, like people's brothers or mates thought they'd come down to the football, as it were, and so there was maybe like 30 or 40 people there.
Ooh.
And yeah, like, which is a lot for these guys. That's a lot of that's a lot of people. But like the other team, when they came out, was sort of doing a warm up like as a team together, and I was looking at them thinking, God, I mean, it was only this time last year that we were doing stuff like this, and the new players on the team were like laughing at them, going, "Oh, look at these guys," and it's nothing against them because they're good lads and they're fun down the pub and stuff, but they're pretending to be footballers. They want to tell people that they play Sunday League. They don't want to sort of commit to it. They don't want to get better or whatever. And they outnumber me now to the degree that I'm just going to go and get a play. I'm going to go back up and play with a better team that's about, it's an extra hour's drive, which is annoying.
Wow.
Yeah, but I miss it too much. And I also don't want to sort of like shout at all these 21-year-olds who literally, they just want to turn up and like boot a ball about a bit and tell everyone they play they play football, but then it's not enjoyable for me. I like to take things seriously, and they don't want to be serious about it. So I told the coach that I'm gonna be leaving at the end of the season, but I'm gonna give it my all, and we're gonna see it through till the end.
Wow, Ericsson.
Yeah. But it's been, I'm sure you know, like I've been disappointed with my team this season for just not being serious about enough and expecting me to do everything.
I just thought you were, when you said you handed in a transfer request, I just thought it was a bath timeism. I didn't realize that you were you were serious.
I'm like, because about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I went and played for a team a couple of leagues up, and all I did was run about and stuff, and I enjoyed it a hell of a lot more than I did this weekend. And now, like, my mates have gone.
Do the boys know that you're leaving? Did you have it out with them at the end and said, I'm done?
I told them that I was leaving, but mainly because I was like moving house and stuff and things like that. So it's not like I'm not, I wasn't there going, right, all of you can piss off. I'm leaving. You're not good enough or anything like that. I said, I said this is going to be my last season at the club. Sorry?
What was the score?
3-1 to them. And you'll be delighted to know, Yabba, I played at centre half for the last 40 minutes.
Go on.
How was that? Walk in the park? Easy?
Yeah, easy. Like, it was just because the guys up front, all they were doing was like just dropping into space, and our back four was like panicking about someone having to step up. So I just went and, like, as a sort of number 6, you find yourself centre back quite a lot, to be honest. Yeah. Like, sorting things out. It wasn't very difficult. Like, they can't really control the ball properly. Like, a bit of pressure on them, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I was going to say, off his touch.
Yeah. Like, they're just so it was fine, but I don't really like playing at centre half because I can't give it to my midfield because they can't control the ball either. Our strikers can't hold it up, so you just end up giving it to a right back or a left back or something, and just trip up and fall and go into the stands. So it's whatever. But I want to say that I'm perfect. Like, no issues with my teammates. We're just different. Like, what we want different things.
So it's strange, right? So at the level that we're at, you've decided that you don't want to play for the club no more and you want to leave. But when a professional footballer does it, we all lose our mind.
Yeah, we're massive hypocrites. But the difference is that I'm not getting paid 350 grand a week. Again, I'm expected to do my own driving. I sometimes have to wash the kit because I don't trust anyone else to do it.
Yeah, to get the kit back clean. Yeah.
I mean, that does raise the question about loyalty in football. But I was just thinking about saying something. But Mr. B, how long have you been at your club?
30 years. Yeah.
Local.
What keeps you at your club? I mean, what keeps you there? Is it the banter?
I've done everything. I think I've been the chairman twice. I've been secretary. I've been first team, second team, third team manager, fourth team manager. I've been vets manager. I've played for, you know what? Just my Saturdays are my Saturdays. It just fills my Saturday out, innit? I'm not saying it's convenient, but it is. It's down the road. Yeah, I'm more furniture than the door.
It sounds like your club sounds like a good club. I mean, the amount of teams they have, the clubhouse, the funding that they get, and everything. So it's nice to be a part of something like that, you know.
Yeah, I would never fall. I have nothing. But and we got accredited as well. We got accredited this year as well. What? So we got the club. So we got a star by our thing. You know, our finances are in order, and we get Nike footballs and we get stuff on. Yeah, it's
well done.
It's a big for us. It's for us. It's a big thing.
Get that national lottery money.
Yeah, listen. I'll tell you that we would just burn that away, boy.
It's good. It's really, really good that you've done it. To be honest,
I'm over the moon. That was, to be fair, that was down to my brother. So he pushed, then he pushed, then he pushed. That's why I had to do all of these bloody courses. First aid course that took 2 hours, and in the end, I got half of them wrong. And then I had to spend another 15 minutes finishing it up. So no, it's football. That's why we're here, innit? If it wasn't for football, we wouldn't be talking. I wouldn't know you, but I wouldn't be talking to you, D. You know what I mean? So, it's good. It's good.
Is it? Have you got a fibrillator at your club?
Yeah, we have. I'll be honest. I don't know how to use it. I did the first aid course, and I'd be so scared. I wouldn't have a fucking clue. So
I'll tell you something. What I don't know how Bath Time feels about this, and you guys in the comments, but your club's so established. In 30 years you've been in the club, and you've got your own ground and funding, and you're backed by the council. No one's taking over to build housing and that kind of thing. But it's a big issue with football these days: finding a ground, finding a change room, finding a clubhouse. These things. If you got a ground, change room, and a clubhouse, we're winning. This used to be the standard. So with amateur football, it's really on the slide, I believe. A lot of these clubs are struggling, for grounds. There's a great team called Phoenix who came and played in the opposite pitch to us the other day. They play at Dorman's Wells. And Dorman's Wells is where dogs actually do on the pitch. It's on the estate, So dogs actually do there. And they play in this terrible ground, but they're a fantastic team. They should be playing at somewhere like Heathrow. Heathrow have got great grounds because obviously they're run by the airport. And they've got a great carpet ground, and everyone wants to play there. But it's very rare. I don't know how you guys feel in the comments and Bath Time as well. The standards are really lowering, and there's not many clubs anymore. And clubs are folding because you can't get grounds, you can't get the facilities anymore. It's not how it used to be. So fair play. Your club, Mr. B, well established, but it's quite rare to see these days.
It's community, Yabba. Things like pubs, churches. Like they're not being used as much anymore, and there's no there's no
definitely don't be.
Yeah, like there's no kind of community focus anymore. And also, I don't want to sound like an old bastard, but computer games and the internet and stuff have
just turned them into fat lazy bastards.
I went back to Corby for someone I'm related to. It's an Irish family, so it's like. And I looked on the village green where we all used to play. Absolutely no one there. I used to get dragged off that thing at 11 o'clock at night by neighbours and Auntie Mary and things like that. I just think I think it's really sad that the UK is losing, community spirit. I always call teams I play for dog and duck teams. Because that's what it used to be around here. There'd be a village pub, and they put a team out, and you go and play against them. And now it just doesn't happen. Because you're right, Yabba. Everyone's sold the bloody club to build some really shit wimpy homes or something. Instead of having a football pitch. Should you do some comments?
Yeah, but I've just had to remove. I've blocked and removed one. Guys,
is that the one where someone said my middle name was Morris?
Yeah, and they've just made another ridiculous one. Guys, look, we've got mods on here. Certain comments, certain comments, you know what the coup is. Just save me having to come on my phone and do it. I'm not technical, so I can't do it. I can't do it on the StreamYard. But yeah, look, I have no idea why people are going. Listen, man, we're a show. We just want to talk football. You know what I mean? It makes no sense to me why you're going to come on and talk absolute trash in the chat. So look, we have no idea who it is. It came on as A1.
We do know who it is.
Yeah,
it's fucking V in it.
Yeah, we know who it is. But what can we do? If he comes on, we block him. He'll come on to something else. So guys, you lot always know who he is. Just straight get him blocked, and then we can carry on with whatever we're doing.
We don't want to do any work.
Shut up.
We shouldn't be doing our own admin.
Shut up.
All right.
Yeah, let's say some howdies. We've been waffling for 20 minutes. Sorry, guys.
I know. All right, we've got Bilal. He's talking about something called the Baller League, which
we heard about that.
I watched 2 minutes of it on
Okay.
YouTube. It is dreadful.
Yeah.
Absolutely dreadful. The standard is appalling. Like, I turned into the Baller League expecting to see a bunch of show ponies, and I just saw a load of people who can't receive a football. Is that unfair?
Give it time.
Team Rasmus's.
Yeah. Big up, Rasmus. Ashmal misses the agenda. We've got Richard Hawkins. Good evening to you. Are we playing a game? We've got a big game tomorrow, Bilal. A really big one that I've been working on this weekend. We might have something later in the show. We'll see. We've got Vincent. Hello, Vincent. We've got Bart. Good evening to you. Is this the first show in a while? Thursday or something?
Thursday, yeah. Thursday was the last one.
We needed a break, and guess what? I'll be honest. I wasn't talking about England. There was no Man United news, so I wasn't coming on to talk. To sit here, burping and farting up the place. So yeah, we've had 4 days. We're well rested, and now we're back.
Yeah. I asked to do a show, and I got told in very industrial language that we would not be doing the show.
Sorry, Walter.
That's right. I like this comment, actually. If Mr. B's got a pet, I think he would have a gremlin. The one with the beard matching him. Just a joke, pal. Just a joke.
Just a joke.
Yeah.
Don't kill me.
I don't do pets. I don't do animals at all. My daughter's got a snake. Yeah,
What?
Yeah, she's got
What kind of snake?
one yellow thing. It's long like this.
Does
It's in yeah, she's got one of them. Yeah, what's the name of the snake?
I don't know,
again?
it's like Arbitrarium or something like that.
Yeah, we've got one of them in there that she feeds it with a mouse every
Like
week
crickets.
or whatever. But mouse, not bloody
You
cricket.
put a mouse in there.
Dead mouse.
Dead mouse, not me. Are you mad? Nothing to do with me. What's your snake? What makes a snake? What's his snake? What makes a snake?
What makes it a snake? What species?
Tony quit there laughing at me. Oh, there you go. It's a corn snake. Sorry, I never meant that. I never meant that. It's a corn snake, not making a corn snake. What
was that conversation like when your daughter said, "Do you know what I love? It's a snake."
Nothing to do with me. Her mum took us by surprise. She paid everything. I just drove the car, and she came back. Fair play. I don't look at it. I don't touch it. I don't feed it. I don't do nothing. It's just there in the corner with the light on. Every now and then I look over and it might be wiggling, and that's it. I have nothing to do with it. When it dies, we throw everything. Nothing to do with it.
Does it shed its skin?
Yeah. My daughter, she cleans it out and feeds it with its water and all of that stuff. I'm not doing it, and they don't smell, so it's all right. You know, my son's got fish. They're probably dead now, to be fair. But,
what makes the fish?
Fuck off.
I don't really care, but England are 2-0 up. Rice with an assist. Andrew's been in the hospital. We should say something nice, but I hope that you got a brain transplant. But no, I hope you're all right, Andrew. We got Steph saying hello to everyone. John David, isn't it? Has scored another goal. We're linked with him. We got Brushy in the house.
Yes, Brush.
Andrew had appendicitis.
Oh wow. Shit!
That's
painful. Is that painful? That one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Is that where they have to remove the appendix?
They have to take it. You? Yeah, they have to take it out, innit?
Oh, unlucky. Vincent had a good week. He's seen the United Women dominate Villa. Also, the unit disabled phones are fighting the club and standing up for their rights. Sounds a bit Terminator-ish to me.
Yeah, and I bet phones wasn't the word that he was supposed to have in there either.
Phones. Fans. He means fans. The United Disabled fans are fighting.
I'm trying to work that out.
You have to say it in a Brummy accent.
Translate Vincent.
Yeah.
Fluent.
This is quite a good one from Barks. He's attacking Arsenal for once. To be honest, if Rice really wants to win, then Arsenal isn't the place for him. I like that. What have we got here? Richard, I know how you feel, Yabba. I've won the quad 27 times on Football Manager. It made the Sky Sports News Bulletin, sponsored by Wash and Go. Oh, wait, that's hair, not linen.
Very good. Very good.
This, I should probably delete this, but I just like to say my name isn't Darius Morris Hughes. Like, I don't know where that's come from, but Morris.
Talk about holding
Darius and Morris are two names that go next to each other. Oh, for God's sake, Darius dishonest and disloyal, disappointing. Right, enough about me. I'm just leaving the football club. It's like I'm just changing a job. Power, Mr. B runs the show.
What show? This not this one.
This one, imagine at the club.
No.
Okay, a lot of teams disappear because the pub closes down, gets knocked down. I agree, Vincent.
Yeah.
Killed the community spirit, quite right. Double A, yeah, again, took away all the youth clubs. Absolutely. It's kind of sad how the internet changed the world. What happened when you used to go out and play football with your mates?
Doesn't happen anymore.
Well, I mean, I think the internet is a good thing overall. It's like I just
maybe it's the PlayStations and the Xboxes then.
I don't know what it is, but I just can't believe that kids aren't out playing football or like hitting each other with sticks.
Do you know what it is? One, they're not allowed to hit each other with sticks. Two, there's too much people moaning about the noise they're gonna make. And to be fair, sometimes I see some of the kids out on the street, and I'm glad that my son's at home playing his computer. So it's hard. You want them to be out there getting some sort of exercise, but there's a lot of weird things out there. You educate your children a certain way and hope that they stay educated, but other people's kids aren't educated. You know what I mean? And then so it's hard. What do you do?
Yeah, I guess it's just different times, isn't it?
Two things. One of my friends was online the other day, and her son must be 14, 15. It's his birthday. I haven't seen him since he was a baby, and she said, "Finally got a picture of my son. You allow me, let me take a picture." So I'm thinking, oh, who's and the picture is him like this on the phone, like standing against the wall. Like that. Can't see his face. He's just on his phone, just looking like that. That's the picture. So she must have said, "Oh, let's take a picture. It's your birthday." He's like that, just looking at his phone. And then, as you were saying, Mr. B, I was coming back from my missus the other day, and I was just cruising, coming home, and some guy behind me felt that he wanted to get in front, or no, he felt I cut him off at the Hayes bypass roundabout where Tesco is. So I'm coming out there, I'm in the right lane, and I started indicating to pull off, and I didn't want to go. I was in the right lane, I was doing the right thing. So when I indicated and started turning in, he's just sneaked out, tried to cut in, and he's beep, 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 really upset because he had to pull up, So I just went like that, carried on, and he's right behind me. And then he started doing that thing where he's behind me like that, and boom, really aggressive, and decided to zoop in front of me, going nowhere. There's traffic ahead, zoop in front to get in front of me. So I thought, and I thought, how should I react to this? Because I'm thinking, who is this young man? So I decided to take a video of his car just in case. And I was thinking, do you know a guy called Aaron Lamb? Have you ever seen this internet guy called Aaron Lamb? He's about 4'2", like bit of a bodybuilder, but absolute mug, just thinks he's a tough guy and all that. And I was watching his videos the other day, thinking how cringe. And I just thought, no, there's no point in me, because what I was going to do, because after all that, he ended up getting just in front of me and he got into deep traffic. And I thought, should I get out of the car? I'm not really...
Deep traffic.
Because I thought, after all that, and I think, should I get out of the car, knock on his window, because I've got time to do it, and start with it, and say, what's your problem? I thought, no, don't, because like you say, you don't know what these people are like. He was out of order, and I said, what I was going to say to him was, I'm sorry. My first words, I was thinking about it, saying, I'll go out there and say, I apologize if you felt I cut you up, but there was no need for you to do the thing. What's your problem? You know? But then I thought about it. I thought, what the consequences would be? Nah, it's not worth it. I was so, you know, about 10, 15 years ago, I would have done that, and I would have been like, "What is your problem?" But sometimes you got to relax,
let it slide.
Yeah, and like you say, with people in the comments, trolls or whatever we do, just let it slide, man. You know, let people do their thing. They grow, they're always get older and wiser. They will stop doing that.
Yeah, I have to say, I do get more worried in big cities about confrontation than other places. But as someone who's never worried is Subvids. Good evening to you, sir. And shout out, it's Canny, Overhead Kick TV. I hope that you are doing well, Canny, and enjoying the international break. When was the last time you touched Snake? I don't think I've ever touched a snake, to be honest. Like, it's certainly not on my bucket list. Have you touched a snake, Yabba?
Well, it's a funny thing. I was watching on YouTube the other day, is clips of Rolf Harris and Jimmy, him.
Well, Savile.
Yeah, and they were showing little clips of like, oh my God, we didn't pick up on this with, what they were doing at the time, with their shows. And a little girl brought us Python out. And you can imagine what he said to that, a little innuendo joke, like about stroking a python or something. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so bad, So, when it comes to pythons and things like that, because Hulk Hogan used to say 24-inch pythons and that kind of thing. But I know a lot of dudes that talk about their python and things like that. So I just don't want to get into that half time.
Fucking hell. Where's this conversation going?
I have absolutely no idea. I was worried it was going to turn into reptile people after I asked it, but I wasn't expecting Jimmy Savile to come up. Neither were they, to be fair. Right. Will Sancho return? We've got a very, very boring story about... I suppose you can look at it one or two ways. One is Chelsea are being dicks, or the contract that, the loan deal that we were told about wasn't quite true. Where, so Sancho, we believed it was an obligation to buy 25 million if they finished above 14th or something. That's obviously going to happen. So we all thought Sancho would be out for 25 million, good price. Now it turns out that Chelsea might want to break the contract, and there's a 5 million break clause, even though there are some reports this evening saying that Chelsea don't really want to break it. So, I mean, what is this bullshit, Yabba?
Yeah, it's just another episode of Sancho playing the arse, or how it's gone so bad for him. I saw a lovely video the other day about how they, these young footballers coming up, and in South London, they had to do a little special, like half-hour special on young footballers who's from 8 to 15 years old, and through academies and street football, and how they develop getting into clubs and that kind of thing. And my friend's son was on there a couple of weeks ago, and there's another new guy now, a Chelsea player, looks brilliant, so dedicated and everything. And the whole thing is they had, at the end of it, they had a picture with Sancho, and they're all looking up at Sancho. Sancho's like a legend for talented footballers, He's come from South London, he's done his thing, Watford, ended up at Man City, and at his age group, he was sensational. We cannot forget what a top player he was, top of his age group at every level, and just everyone thought that he'd just be the man, And it turns out, just because of maybe his attitude or something, he's in a dilemma right now. He's come to Man United, big move, and didn't work out for him. We saw what happened with Ten Hag, who could be getting the Juve job, by the way, and with put him, in a gardening leave or sending him away to the Himalayas, as we said, and then coming back and then getting rid of him. He didn't want to apologise. To go to Chelsea, thinking that'd be a fresh start. All right, let's see. Maybe he's matured now. Hasn't worked out. He's not getting that much game time. And now the possibility that Chelsea is suggesting that they don't want to sort of follow up this deal for 25 million and rather pay 5 million, just say take him back. I know Mr. B made a comment in the group the other day, so he's coming back. And it's. I just want him to turn his life around and start to be the player that everyone thought he would be. He's got the talent, but he's just lacking with the character.
He's only 24 as well. It's
He's
incredible.
He's still got time, but he needs to sort it out. And I just think sometimes there's a catalyst or something that really happens was really bad and embarrassing or whatever, makes you turn your career around. I just think with these young footballers, it's gone so far that no one can tell him what to do.
Do you think, right, that it is like it's nothing to do with like physical or technical? It's all attitude and things, yeah?
It's all mental for me, yeah.
I do kind of agree on that. I did see over the weekend, England under-21s played France under-21s, and there was a player there called Shirky.
Yeah,
he plays for bloody Leon.
Yeah.
Well, he had Sancho written all over him to me. I looked at him, and he reminded me so much of clips of Sancho that I'd seen. He's also meant to sort of like he's meant to be a difficult customer, which is why he's at like Leon and so on.
Yeah.
But I think now, right, in the Premier League, you need pace and power in wide areas, like above all. Like this is why Dorgu might turn out to be a good signing. He's not very good at kicking a football, but the boy can run and he's strong and fast and things. But in the centre of the pitch, you need then, like even someone like Bernardo Silva is incredibly diligent with his defensive work and things. And when I look at like Sancho, he doesn't have the like explosive ability to play.
No, I thought he was going to say don't have the explosive ability to play. What would you think it was halftime would say there?
With his sweaty balls.
Blankety blank.
My browser crashed of all things. That's never happened before.
Wow.
That's all right.
He doesn't have the explosive ability to play.
To play Premier League football. With Sancho.
What was that then, Mr. B?
What you like?
Mr. B,
because I just transitioned off into another show.
Okay.
We just played blanket you blank while you were gone bath time. That's all, no problem, man.
All right. Did one of you say thank God for that or something? Find out later. But yeah, I think like Sancho can only really sort of play one way, as it were. Like I think he's like his technical and his physical side. I do think he's a little bit limited for the Premier League. Because he doesn't have that pace, but his attitude is, how can you be putting up numbers that Messi was sticking up in Germany, and then like 3 years later, people are paying 5 million to not have you? It is. Well, we got to look at that as a club and make sure that never happens again to players that we get in or that we develop. In my view,
I mean, the fact that they chased him for 2 years, they had 2 years to check him out, to check his. I'm not sure that was something that they've overlooked at. Now, maybe, with our transfers moving forward. But look, we weren't disappointed when we found out Sancho was coming. You know, the year before he was 121 mil, we said, oh, we're not going to pay that. We don't want to pay that. When he came in for 78 million, all right. You know, we thought 78 million was a lot, but nobody was disappointed with what he did. You know, I don't think he's got the pace. He's got the dribbling skills, yes. Mentality-wise, I think he thinks he's made it and doesn't have to do anything else. Obviously, he doesn't care about international football like me, which I don't really have a problem with. But him coming back, I would like to think that he wouldn't. I mean, bath time, you were saying that you think it would be bad on Chelsea. They're saving themselves 20 million. It doesn't matter how bad they think it is. If they can give him back for 5 mil because they don't want to buy him, they're saving themselves 20 million pounds. So, you know, as embarrassing as it might be for them for 3 months, Chelsea don't care what people think. They've been signing all their players on 8-year deals. They sold hotels to themselves. They sold the women's football team to themselves and got away with it. So I don't think Chelsea care what people think half time. I really be honest.
I think they do. Because it's like you're talking, you kind of said it yourself. They're selling things to themselves, not to other people. If like so much of their model revolves around like loan signings, and it has for years. It's like, famously you've got De Bruyne's and Salah's that were at Chelsea and being loaned out and things. If people don't have confidence in them to honour their loan contracts, that could end up costing them more than 20 million over the next 2 or 3 years. Like I still would be surprised if Chelsea don't honour I'd still be surprised, because it's just, how can you take them seriously? Like, not us, but other clubs that are trying to do business with them if they're doing this.
Don't take their money.
Sterling on the books as well, haven't they? And they don't want him.
Yeah, and they bond him straight out. I mean, if they don't want him, they'll let him know that they don't want him. They don't care. But I don't just as a player. I mean, he's not going to go back to Germany. He's not going to go to Spain. I mean, I saw somebody in the chat say take him back for 5 million and then sell him. Who are we going to sell him to?
Well,
we struggle to get
20 million. Could sell him. Borussia Dortmund would do it for 20 million. It's his wages is the real issue. Is how much of that we have to subsidise. But lots of clubs in Germany can pay 20 million.
There's a lot of clubs who can pay 20 million. It's just whether or not he's going to want to go.
I think like Borussia Dortmund has got to be where like you sort of see him ending up. It's the only place he's produced. Like did he win a league there? And he got to a Champions League final with his loan. Yeah. I think Borussia Dortmund is kind of his kind of spiritual home, as it were. It's just whatever we do, just got to get rid of him for money.
Just make sure he doesn't come back. I mean, I think it would be I think it would be more embarrassing for Jadon Sancho if Chelsea give him back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he did that whole running off to the mountains, got supported by Ten Hag, had a falling out. I'm slightly on his side with the falling out, but that does put question marks on you. Like, I think Southgate might have said something about him being a poor trainer and that's why he wasn't selected for England. And then he goes to a club like Chelsea and they pay not to have him. I mean, he's got to accept that he's going back to Germany, in my view, after all of this.
Anyway, Chelsea are going to keep him.
There's a Man City played 100 million for Grealish, didn't they? And Grealish is not exactly like super fast as a wide guy. And I think Sancho's not either, but they still can be effective in a way. And I don't think it's an essential thing. I would hate to think that it's essential that you must have pace to survive in the Premiership, because they've got good attributes technically, so they should be able to sort of balance it out in some ways. And I think Grealish, even though he hasn't scored, I think if you look at his record for a wide guy,
he's won a treble.
Yeah, he's won a treble, but I think he's not scored for a long time, or some stat where he hasn't scored. He's not getting those sort of numbers, But he's still a very talented player, and I think if he's
kind of the point, though, Yabba, is that was kind of my point. Is that Man City don't play transitions; they move slowly up the pitch, and they create that space where Grealish does kind of run at his man, commit someone, move the block a little bit. Like City don't need players that are sort of transition players, but that's because they're City. When you look at Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester United, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, the kind of the top clubs that are around at the moment, they're all much, much heavier on the transition, which is why Anthony Elanga is a better Premier League player than Jadon Sancho, despite Sancho having much more technique and a better feel for the ball and so on. It's because it's not just that aspect, except, I suppose, for City.
But that's what I mean. We're not going to change our whole style of play to suit someone like Sancho or to get the best out of him. So if you remember, Ten Hag played him as a number 10 down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
We also
and a false 9.
And yeah, that's right, as a false 9 as well. So because he probably felt he couldn't get much change out of him in those positions for exactly the reasons you said about transitions and that kind of thing. So, yeah, it'd be an interesting time to see what happens with Sancho. But regardless of, I don't hate him. I want to see a player like him turn his career around and say, all right, enough's enough. I'm gonna put my head down. I'm gonna, get off these silk pajamas, which he's clearly wearing because he's wearing a lot of money so young in his career. And I think he's been misdirected and not managed correctly. Not talking about football wise, off the pitch. Someone needs to have a word with him and tell him, look, man, and where's your hunger? Where's your hunger? He missed out a few years ago in the Euros at Wembley in the UK. Euros in the UK.
Didn't he miss a penalty in that?
Yeah, but he missed out because he was in and around there, but he didn't do enough to be a first teamer. And he had a guy who was hungry like Saka, who they started with Phil Foden. Saka showed his hunger, got into the side, and played for the rest of the tournament ahead of Phil Foden. And Phil Foden is supposed to be the talented Man City guy. Sancho had an opportunity there, same as other players like Rashford, to really shine in that opportunity, that window they had in a home international tournament. And I think he missed out then. And then it's like, obviously they missed the penalties. And I don't know what effect that had on them, the three players, because it was Saka, Rashford, and Sancho all missed penalties. And they got some abuse, didn't they, for that? But I don't think it's going to sort of traumatize you to the point where your form just dips and you're not the player you used to be.
They got a lot of support as well.
He's stepped up from that. He's taken that and stepped up and showed that hunger and desire and become a better player. But Sancho,
I think did Saka not get a standing ovation at White Hart Lane?
Yeah.
Like Rashford had his memorial or whatever it is, mural, in Wythenshawe. Like, someone wrote something nasty and then they put up loads of post-it notes and things, and then he turned in 2 years of absolute dross. But my question to you, Yabba, is geography rarely solves an emotional problem, like i.e. moving somewhere different. But do you think that Sancho has been able to perform in Germany because he's away from distractions and maybe people around him and stuff?
Good question. I don't, it's all right. Sometimes it's all right to say you don't know. And I don't actually know. I'd have to wrap my brains about that, why he performs out there. Is it less quality? Is it what you said about, there's many things, isn't there? Many factors. I can't pin one down. You said about the Premier League transitions. Over there, it's a different game. Even though they play a lot of transitions, but maybe he's more of,
he had Haaland as well for a lot of
had Haaland as well. But even when Haaland wasn't there, he was. They got to the Champions League final. So I don't know.
All right. What about this? Because I'm saying absolutely 100% no to Cherky from what I've seen of him.
He'd be good at
the
presentation, doing kick-ups and that. But yeah, I've heard some. He's always been a wonder kid for years. But
when he killed, I heard he killed it in the under-21s.
He was brilliant.
So, and this is what I want him to. If he's good, be good in all of the games except the two that Leon play against us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all I'm hoping, because I heard he was really, really good in the under-21s. So, I mean, look, 15 to 18 mil. Do you want a player with a little bit of edge? Isn't that what you want?
Look, if that is the price, I still don't think we can afford him, to be honest, because 20 million is a hell of a lot of money for us at the moment. Like, that is the difference between
50p is a lot of money for us at the moment.
Like, I think like this is a great one from Tyrone, actually. Like, Tyler Dibbling looks like a great player to me, who's shown he's decent in the Premier League. That 20 million could go towards someone like Tyler Dibbling. With Cherky,
yeah, but it go towards. How much do you think Tyler did? Even if they get relegated,
I would think 50 million. You're muted.
Running for those any but 50 million pound players, we're not in the market for. I'm convinced we're not in the market for those players.
50 million is roughly what a Premier League player kind of costs now. Cunha 60 million. Jared Badthwaite linked with us for about 50 million as well. 50 million is the new 25 million.
We're not buying Premier League players. That's why they're going to get all of these youngsters and pray that they start playing how Heaven started and continue how Hamad has maybe surprised us a bit. I don't see us spending big money. I mean, all of this chat about Osimhen, and us wanting an experienced striker. Well, unless it's a swap, or part and part, we swap and add a player, then these strikers we're not getting.
I think we are going to get a expensive striker.
Yeah, you were saying that, but I just don't see it half time. Honestly, we're more likely to get a Jonathan David and a somebody else. Jonathan David will be free. You know what I mean? I just don't see the club spending. One, we don't have the money to spend unless deals are done early, or like Rashford, the summer window comes, the Sancho money comes in. Greenwood gets sold early so that they know they've got this extra money. I mean, what's his name? Alvaro, the left back at Benfica. Atletico are looking at him for 50 mil. So there's going to be money coming in. But unless these deals are done early, I just don't see how United get anything done. 50 mil for a striker. And we're frass. I don't see it.
All right. Well, look, tomorrow we're going to play a really fun game where Yabba and Mr. B are going to be Ruben Amrin and Jason Wilcox.
I'm Ruben.
Sorry?
I'm Ruben.
Yes, you're the team coach. Yabba is Jason Wilcox, who's your boss, and we'll have the final say. But that's what you wanted, so they're the cards full. But we're going to go through the squad. We're going to list people for transfer. I'm going to create some offers for players. We're going to look where we need to strengthen and so on. I think it's going to be really, really good fun because we're going to have conversations about this, and we're going to see how much money.
Am I going to have to beg?
No, you're just going to have sensible conversations with Yabba.
Begging
in a while.
yeah. You're not going to have to beg for anything, but it's going to be things like, can we actually afford to get rid of Onana? And as I've realised in the last 2 days, centre back is now a position we've got to spend a lot of money in.
Right. So, but B, what do you think the situation with that is then? Because I thought we were set. To be fair, I thought United were set with centre backs. Obviously, what have we got? Who we got? We've got
Martinez kind of out of the equation, isn't he?
But he's still there. He'll still be there for next season. Okay.
Yeah, he's still there. Maguire, De Ligt, Yoro, Evan. We're losing Evans and Lindelof.
You don't classify Mazraoui as a centre back?
No, I'm not classifying Shaw as a centre back either.
Shaw's up anyway. Yeah. Okay, go on. Yeah.
But we've got
so that's 5.
4 proper centre backs for 3 places. We need at least 2 centre backs in the summer for me.
To have 6.
Well, yeah.
Wow. We need a lot, don't we? I mean, I thought we've done a show recently, didn't we, around January, and we said, what position do we need? And I said wing back. I said midfielder. Now it's clear, the way you just put it, that we do need probably a centre back and a striker.
I think we're all right for wing backs now. Like if you, a lot of this is based on classing Amad Diallo as a wing back.
Yeah.
Because on the right hand side you have Mazraoui, Delo, Amad. On the left hand side you have Dorgu, Amas, Shaw.
Why have you put Shaw there? Shaw, there's no way on God's green earth Shaw comes back to our team and they put him at wing back. If Shaw comes back to our team, he goes to centre back. There's no way they're going to tell Shaw that they want him to be doing a Dorgu, and he's been out for 75 years. Forget it.
No,
there's no chance.
Shaw is a really good player when he's fit. Like, I don't like him. I want him gone. He's too unreliable. But he genuinely is one of the few players with real quality in that team. He's got a decent engine on him. He can do stuff in the final third. They'd really want to see what he's like at left wing back. But I agree with you, because Martinez is crocked now. They'd probably want Shaw to go as a centre back. But this is a preview of what we're going to be doing tomorrow, arguing about players and so on. It should be really fun.
Filling the gaps during the international break. we're here for it. We're here for it, guys. What was the final score of England, guys? Anyone know?
3-0. I think. Like, actually, that's what chat told me, and you should never believe the chat. I'll check now for you.
Yeah, you should know better than that.
It was 3-0. It was James, Kane, and Eze. Do you know Kane's been linked to Liverpool today?
Yeah, I heard that. I saw that today.
I mean, that would be what a way to kill a team like Liverpool, to put Harry Kane in it. I don't know, actually, probably quite good at releasing Salah.
Well,
I don't think so. I think Salah goes.
Have they signed contracts yet? Virgil, Salah, and Trent?
Nope.
Adios.
Well, yeah, but have you seen this stuff on Twitter about people getting very upset that someone said that Van Dijk was better than Rio?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of discussion about that, but it's not based. They've said, "Oh, here's the argument I've been seeing online, not my argument. Oh, everyone's talking about Virgil van Dijk. All he's won is beat Tottenham in the final, in the Champions League final, beating Tottenham, and won one title, maybe two now. Whereas Rio has been up against all these great strikers of Rio's era, and comparing the strikers that Van Dijk's having to come up against, and doesn't mean it means like basically saying Rio's better. But if I just look at it as players and watching football, forget about eras because it's not that long ago. It's only we talk about 10 years, 15 years. I actually think Van Dijk is better than Rio Ferdinand. That's my opinion.
What did you fucking say?
I think Van Dijk is better than Rio Ferdinand.
Get off the channel, man. Bath time. Just get this guy off. Just get
Can I justify my point?
I think you got to put up with this for a second, Yabba.
Ah, come on. I actually think
it's a United channel. You're gonna get that.
Yeah, I know. All right, I expect that. But when I weigh it up, I think Van Dijk is quick, big, strong, does everything that Rio can do, but I just think he's a bit more dominant. And I've seen Rio make mistakes. And granted, Rio started young, West Ham, Leeds, and Leeds got them to the semi-final and everything. Then he came to United. He had partners like Silvestri before he got Vidic. So we've seen him have weaknesses, But when Rio was doing that, Virgil was playing in Holland, and then he's playing in Celtic, and then at Southampton. And it's only like in his prime he's come into the Premier League and played for a good team like under Klopp and really showed himself. But I think Virgil's I'm not gonna. They're very close, but I think Virgil just pips it for me, and that's just me being unbiased. I think Virgil's a really fantastic player. I like him a lot.
My unbiased opinion is that I think Virgil van Dijk is a really, really top centre back.
Yeah.
I would go for Rio based off the fact that Van Dijk is ordinary, I think, in most systems that aren't high lines. You look at him at Southampton, you look at him at Celtic and stuff. He was a good defender, like in mid blocks and low blocks and stuff. But he seems to be a player that is like exceptional in a high line. Rio could play in midfield. He was far better on the ball and stuff. I think physically there's a bit of comparison there. I think that Virgil has a better attitude, to be honest, than Rio. And like Andrew said somewhere about Van Dijk organises a defence better. I agree with that because my big issue with Rio is the drugs ban and his frivolousness. Like he insisted on himself a little bit too much on the football pitch. I think that Stam is better than both of them, to be honest. But I would just edge Rio ahead because I think he's shown he can play in more systems and more positions on that. Mr. B, I know what you're going to say, but say it anyway.
No, I'm not saying if you're saying Rio's better than Stam, I'm agreeing with you. There's no.
I'm not saying Rio's better than Stam. Stam's better than Rio.
Sorry, Rio's better than Van Dijk. Then yeah, I agree with you. If you're saying he's not, then I won't agree with you. So I'll leave it at that without swearing. I'm not going to get into this whole conversation. I'm not having Van Dijk better than Rio Ferdinand, not a chance.
I do think Van Dijk. Do you think Van Dijk is like in the same kind of league as sort of like the Terrys, the Rios, the Vidiges, the Carvalhos?
He's a top defender. He is, but he's not better than Rio. My opinion.
Sure. Yeah. But has anything I said swayed you?
Not really, no. Because when you talk about Steven Gerrard has no Premier League titles, it still doesn't make him. You can't base it on that.
I wasn't basing my argument on that.
No,
I was basing my argument on other things.
Not yours.
She's not here, is she? I'm here.
Yeah, but I'm saying I still think, like I said, when I've talked about it, I said I'm just weighing it up by looking at the players. Who do I like? They're both very similar. They're both very good. I think maybe it's not recency biased. I do remember Rio, but I remember him being a bit disappointed with him, a bit shaky, leaves it late. You can see him getting. I was watching Real Madrid when they came to 2003 when they came to Man United. They beat us 3-1 at their ground. I watched the whole game the other day, funny enough, and Ronaldo just done a little run, got away from Rio, bam. I know Barthez got beaten in the near post.
Sorry. So Ronaldo
R9.
Your R9 beat Rio, right? So R9 beat Rio.
Yeah, but Rio,
and so that makes Rio a bad defender, bro.
He's switched on. If Rio could have been out there, if he was being switched on, he left it late. Then look at the World Cup.
Is that the game? Is that the game where we applauded him off the pitch?
Yeah, he got a hat trick.
Okay, well there you go then. Come on, man. Come on, you can't blame Rio for that. He came. The rest of the stadium gave him a standing ovation, bro. Opposition player, and you're going to blame Rio.
Virgil's better header. Boom, man marking better. I think Virgil got better passing range.
Man marking, you only has to mark one player or no player. They play with one up front now.
I think the passing range is much better from Virgil. I've seen him ping balls left foot, right foot.
I don't know if he's a good passer, but I don't know. Like
better than Rio
into midfield, like the ball centrally. Rio is much better than Virgil.
No,
much better.
I'm a Man United supporter, and I would argue with you guys about this. I think Virgil's a better player all round, and I think Company's better than Rio.
Sorry, so a person who has got Harry Maguire fan is going to be talking to us about defenders, and you expect us to take you seriously, yeah?
I think it's quite close, to be honest, between Virgil and Rio. Like I mean,
it is close.
If someone says like Virgil is a better player than Rio, like, I'm not gonna like cry about it or whatever, because you need to be able to live in a world where someone can have a different opinion to yours and for you to be fine with it, or you're gonna have to have a spa trip, Mr. B. But I mean, the thing for me is that like I always get castigated for what I say about Carrick, and I'm finding Yabba's like argument quite persuasive, because there were moments where Rio, I definitely rate John Terry above Rio. And it's because Rio, he wasn't always 100% focused for me.
Exactly.
To be honest, like Van Dijk does seem to be more focused, but I do think Van Dijk is highly benefited by the work of other players around him, like his midfielders and his forwards, because they put so much pressure on that ball at Liverpool that it plays into his strengths when they hit it long or channel defending or whatever. And I know at Celtic and Southampton, Rio would have stood out far more than Van Dijk did. You can look at that from what he did at West Ham, like at an earlier age as well. Like Rio was a better footballer, but I think Van Dijk is just more kind of focused, and he's at the peak of all his gifts. And I don't think Rio ever got to that level. I think Rio is a bit like Rooney, where when you looked at him very early on in his career, you can understand why there might be a slight disappointment in how his career turned out, even though it's still an incredible career. If that makes sense as an argument.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's very close. I just think, there's so many sort of factors and that we have to look at. But I just think, man for man, would I prefer? And I think Terry, is better than Rio and Vidic. Don't know why Vidic gets such a high rating, to be honest, because a good defender like Head, put your head in where it hurts and get the crowd going like that. But I've seen Vidic make a lot of mistakes. Even though he's solid and all that, I just think, and tough, but you've got to have more to your game than that. And I think John Terry, that's where John Terry surpasses him. And I think Company, I love Company, Premiership era, Company, I think is great centre back, and Virgil's up there as well. For me, Virgil's magnificent. So Rio's great. I mean, he had a great career, but people come along, later, and that's the level, and it's easier to break it because they say, right, I want to be everything Rio's got, and I want to add more to my game. And you see players you want to see evolution of players, and I think Rio has been the benchmark for a lot of defenders over the years, and finally we're seeing players like Van Dijk and say that we can compare them with, and it just so happens I think Van Dijk's just a tiny bit better.
What about Ramos? Do you think
not a huge fan of him, to be honest?
No,
I'm not a huge fan.
Why is that the tackling?
Because people say Ramos is one of the best. He's got the Champions League, but when I look at him, just basic defending, I've seen him get skinned. Ronaldinho go into the Bernabeu and get a standing ovation, and taking on, who did he leave on the ground a couple of times? It was Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos, good leader, really tough defender, bit nasty, bit of a dodgy cheater as well. Look, we've done Salah in the final, but
exactly.
I like you need things like that about you. But I think that to compensate where he's not got the electric pace or the kind of ability, he gets up and scores goals, which is good. All round great defender. I'm saying he's a great defender, but for me, I think there's players out there that I think are better in the last 50 years.
So is Van Dijk the top of all the defenders for the last 10, 15 years for you?
I really like Nesta. I think Nesta for me is the guy. Van Dijk's up there with him, It depends what you like in centre backs, but I wanted someone who can defend first of all. And if you can add to your game like John Terry does. John Terry can spray the ball around the park.
Yeah, he's incredible.
And he get up and score goals. And he's a leader. And he's got everything about him. So there's a number of characteristics you need to have to be a good centre back. If you're ticking most of the boxes, like Ramos, like Terry, like Rio, like Van Dijk, then you're going to be in the argument. Sol Campbell ticks some of the boxes, but I just think he's terrible.
He's too much of a dickhead, to be honest.
Forget that. He is absolutely. I saw him the other day. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Did you see this? Was he on the
Gary Neville's thing?
Yeah, I thought, oh my god, stop it, bro.
It was like an episode of The Office.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, it's really bad. I mean, he doesn't get it. He doesn't quite get it, does he? Sol Campbell. But yeah, that's right.
I also like this player, Ledley King, is a player that I thought was a fantastic defender, and he was a good defensive midfielder as well. Just a bit unlucky, wasn't he? Sort of with injuries and so on, but he was a good player. Mr. B, if you had to go out for dinner, and like you're going out for dinner, and the dinner is either with Sol Campbell or Jamie Carragher, which one are you choosing?
I'm not going anywhere near Jamie Carragher.
No, you've got to. They've got your snake, and they're going to kill it, and let's go out to dinner with one of them.
That's good. It's not my snake; it's my daughter, so they can kill it. It's all right.
Really.
I would do Sol Campbell. Yeah, I'll do
Londoner.
Sol Campbell. More the leaving from Tottenham to Arsenal. that is more why I would, because I know Tottenham up till this day. I know Tottenham fans who will go to their grave hating what he did. And I think it's so funny that people can have this hatred for somebody that they don't know. They took, they can't stand him. You mentioned his name and steam comes out of their head. To Carragher, I would have nothing to talk to Spitty about. So no, it would be what's his name?
Sol Campbell.
Yeah,
I'd go with Jamie Carragher, to be honest. I think that he's obviously we hate him, but he's a good. He's definitely a football man. Like, if you want to talk about anything to do with football, I think Carragher you can engage with. Sol Campbell, I just imagine him trying to order from the menu, and I can feel my stomach sort of like cringing a little bit.
Punch him in his face.
Yeah, I mean, do you think he is actually? Yeah, but I'll ask you who you're going to dinner with first, Campbell or Carragher.
You know what? I'm not a fan of Carragher at all. I really do not. Like, I dislike him. I don't dislike many people, but I just think that spitting incident, and I think he's over. He gets in the media and he gets this sort of recognition as to me, he wasn't a very good defender. I've seen him calamity so many times. So I'd probably go to dinner with Sol Campbell just for the laugh. That's it. Yeah. Sol Campbell. I got a question as well for you guys.
I want to do one last question.
Okay.
This is a quick one. What is a more contentious transfer? Sol Campbell to Arsenal or Luis Figo to Real Madrid?
Figo.
Figo, yeah.
I do Figo. Yeah. I mean, they wanted. I mean, they had a pig's head on the pitch. How they got it into the stadium is another thing. They threw it. You know what I mean? How you going to get a pig's head? Not being funny, when you just carry it in a bag, you know, then suddenly just open it and throw it on. I mean, no, it has to be the Figo one. Has to be Figo.
Can I do mine?
Yes, please.
It's a tough one. I heard it on Talk Sport on my way home, and I started thinking about it, and I got most of them right. But it's a question about England and England players. So obviously we know English players don't really go abroad that often and being successful. It's only in recent years, really. Mm-hmm. But I want you to name me the top 8 England players with the most caps whilst playing abroad.
Is this only England? I can't say like Souness, for example.
No, England. English players with
right.
the most caps whilst playing abroad.
Platt, Gascoigne, McManaman.
No.
Owen.
Platt and Gascoigne. Just tell
Beckham and Owen.
Yeah, Beckham is number 1. Beckham's got 55 with his 115 caps while playing for Real Madrid, Galaxy, and AC Milan.
How long was Owen at Real Madrid for? It might not be Owen. It might not be enough games.
Is it Hoddle? Which one was Hoddle or Waddle? Or maybe
Hoddle.
Both of them, actually. Was Waddle at Monaco and Hoddle somewhere else? Neither.
Yeah, only 8. I've got the top 8 here.
That's a good one from Andrew, actually. I'm going to cheat a little bit. Gary Lineker?
Yeah, Gary Lineker's number 7. He's got 24 of his 8 caps playing for who?
Barcelona.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be Grand Passate.
I don't know. Hurry up. These guys are going to start Googling.
How many have we got?
So you said David Platt.
Yeah.
David Beckham. You said David Platt, David Beckham. Gascoigne. Yeah, Gascoigne's one.
Who else played abroad?
Sorry.
Lineker.
No, Gascoigne isn't one. Sorry, Gascoigne isn't
one. Joe Hart?
Who?
Joe Hart?
No.
Oh, I've seen a great one from Chat Sport. Incy?
No.
Hang on a second.
This is a top 8.
What is the criteria for this?
So you have to, how many caps have you got while playing for
outside the country?
Yeah.
Outside of England.
So the first one.
Who moved?
So in order,
would it be Woodcock?
Sancho?
No. So the first one, 55. Number 1 is 55 caps. That's David Beckham.
That's Beckham, right.
Number 2 you haven't got yet. Number 3 you haven't got yet.
And Michael Owen's not on that list.
No. David Platt is number 4 with 33 caps. Playing for who?
Butcher.
Sampdoria.
Butcher. Does Butcher go from Scotland? Okay.
So Sampdoria, Juve, and Bari.
Owen Hargreaves.
Yes, well done. Who said that?
I did, and someone said it in chat, but I didn't. Steph said it in chat, but I didn't. I'm not even looking at the chat. One.
So Owen Hargreaves is 3rd with 39 caps of his 42.
This can't
caps.
Be true.
39 of his 42 caps playing for who?
Bayern Munich.
Yeah, good shout. We got now. There's one with more.
It can't be Ashley Cole.
No,
Fowler?
no. We're talking about playing abroad.
Because they didn't play abroad.
No, not Kane.
Mark Hateley?
Yes, Stephanie Griffiths.
Jesus.
Mark
Christ.
Hateley going way back. He's got 27
Milan.
caps from his 32. Playing for who, guys? 2 teams.
Is it Milan
France.
or is it Rangers?
No, France. He went France. Hateley was France, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Monaco.
Milan and France. Monaco. Good shout. So you're missing. There's 2 more to go.
It's not going to be.
3 more to go. Sorry.
It's got to be during the sort of Heysel years, hasn't it? Like, what English players would have been at Rangers? Like, there was Terry Butcher.
Rangers got nothing to do with Scotland. These are players that have gone abroad. Yeah.
I've seen a good one. I've seen a good one here.
Yeah. Well done. Kevin Keegan. What team was he playing for? He's got 25 caps.
Frankfurt?
Hamburg.
Well done, Mr. B. And there's 2 more you're missing out on.
He's Welsh, isn't he, John Charles?
Yeah. There's 1 playing for the current England team.
Bellingham?
Yep. Bellingham's got 24 of his...
Already?
No, he's got 41 of his 41 caps. He's got 41 caps and 41 of them is all playing abroad. For who?
Borussia Dortmund. And Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Has he had 41 caps already?
Yep. Top
He's
player.
going to be finished. 27, these looks are going to be gone.
The last one is number 8. With
how many caps has he got?
He's got
41.
All his caps have come there.
So
all
he's
right, the last one with 22 caps. No,
Trippier?
22 caps of his 84 caps.
84?
Yeah. And this is someone who used to play for Man United and Chelsea.
I was going to say Mark
International.
Hughes.
Passed away a few years ago.
Ray Wilkins?
Yeah, Ray Wilkins. Yeah. 22 of his 84 caps came playing for who?
AC Milan, I think, wasn't it?
Good shout. Yeah, that's it.
Ray Wilkins played for Rangers, and he was one of the players that I was going to pick, I think, but you said no.
No, but he didn't have any caps when he was playing for Rangers. The question was, how many caps did they have playing for foreign clubs?
Yeah, that's a good one. Is that like, why is it top 8, not top 10?
Because, do you want me to give... because
right. Because you chose 8. You actually chose 8, right?
I chose 8, yeah. Because
did you get them all?
Yeah, you got them all. Everyone got them all.
No, did you? When you did it, did you get them all straight away?
I did, yeah. It was actually top 6 that they asked on TalkSport. But I went back and said the others as well. So it's really interesting that because there's not many successful English players playing abroad, is there really? Not many. So there's 8 there you named, but it was a bit of a struggle.
Hateley is still very you know the way we talk about like Duncan Ferguson in the UK. They talk about Mark Hateley that way in Italy.
Who did Mark Hateley play before he went to Italy?
Monaco.
Who did he play for?
Millwall?
No, English club.
Millwall?
No.
Was Luther Blissett not on that list?
No, he didn't. He only had 1 England cap.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, I thought that Luther Blissett was...
He scored, I think he scored 4 goals or something like that in one game.
All right, well, we've got some guesses. We've got QPR, Portsmouth, Luton for Mark Hateley.
Well, look it up. Who did Mark Hateley
tell
play
us? That's not how a quiz works.
Was it QPR? What? QPR?
Was he play for Leicester?
No, he wasn't Leicester. He did. He did Luton
before he went to AC Milan.
Hardly do Luton. No, they wouldn't have bought him from. They wouldn't have bought him from Luton, surely.
It's Leicester.
He went to Portsmouth from Rangers, I think.
Yeah, but that was before. That was after he played at AC Milan. It was
he definitely played for QPR, didn't he?
After AC Milan, yeah.
After. All right, that's Luton then, or Leicester.
It's Leicester.
It's Leicester.
Yeah, it couldn't have been
I think it's Leicester, yeah.
Must be Leicester. It couldn't have been Luton.
All right. I enjoyed that, Yabba. I'm like, international break is rubbish, but I do quite like quizzes.
I hate it. Just.
Do you think?
And we're not playing until Tuesday.
Do you think, like, because it used to be a thing that once you go in and play abroad, you're forgotten about because you wouldn't get picked for England anymore. Do you think that's true? Any truth in that?
What
No.
now?
Not now, but maybe I don't know. Over the last, do you think there's some because you're not in the public eye and you're not playing in the Premier League? Do you think by going abroad that you
Out of sight, out of mind. I think so.
No, I disagree. I think like Heitzel or whatever, like that ruling that meant that England couldn't play in Europe. Like you saw a lot of players like going abroad. But I think what it is it's actually the Champions League. I think that you've got to be playing in the Champions League to be considered for England duty like away from home. If you're like there was a Chelsea centre-back who's really fast and he's good on FIFA who went to AC Milan.
Paul Elliott.
No, much more recently.
Oh, right.
But Paul Elliott. You spoke about Paul. There's people in the chat who don't even know who Paul Elliott is.
You do, clearly.
That's because I'm old. Huh?
Thank you. This guy, Tomori.
I just mentioned him, yeah.
Yeah, so someone like Tomori, who's sort of like gone abroad or something as a centre back, I think it's much harder for him to sort of break into the England squad. I think Joe Hart was he went to Italy and wasn't, like they found him out quite quickly in Italy. I think you got to be playing in the Champions League really to kind of get there. If you're
here's one. What about the Chelsea forward who went to Roma?
Tammy Abraham.
Yeah, he hasn't got many captains going abroad.
He had 2 or something.
Yeah, not many.
Are they trying to get you to say lack a notch?
No, what they're telling me is they peed on the pad, and they want me to clean it because it must be full up.
So it's like a notch time.
Yeah, it's like a notch time.
Yeah, it's like a notch. Yeah.
All right, everyone, come tomorrow. We've got a very fun game. At least I think it'll be fun.
I'm leaving hammering.
Yeah. All right. Listen up. It's lack a notch from me.
A lack a notch from me, guys.
A lack a notch from me.